À, và bây giờ thì đã tới giờ rồi, thì chúng con cung thỉnh Đại Đức niệm hồng danh Bổn Sư để chúng ta bắt đầu cái buổi học. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật.
Xin mời quý vị mình chắp tay mình niệm Phật trước, rồi mình sẽ có một 5 phút để mình ngồi mình tĩnh tâm trước khi mình bắt đầu cái buổi chia sẻ Phật pháp hôm nay. A Di Đà Phật. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Đây mình Phẩm tìm cái chuông. Dear friends and sisters and brothers, so first of all, I will invite you to do 5 minutes meditation, and after that, so I'm going to introduce. I think it's better words I use here to share some Dharma understandings to you, and I hope you are going to enjoy our class today. Okay, so first you hear the bell and try to close your eyes and just calm your mind and observe your breath, and you just imagine something is happiness that's bringing to you right now, and to try to relax on that calmness and stillness. Okay, so you hear the bells. I welcome the bell right now.
Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Và trước khi cái giờ để mà thầy bắt đầu vào cái buổi giảng ngày hôm nay đó, thì đúng ra là chúng con sẽ có một cái phần giới thiệu về giảng sư. First of all, I would like to introduce it to all of you, Venerable Nguyên Phẩm. He will have a class with us today, and I hope he will continue with the topic at this morning class. He's in that morning class. He already talking about suffering and dukkha, as Buddha had told us, and today then he will continue with the topic. Con xin cung thỉnh Đại Đức tiếp tục cái buổi giảng như là sáng ngày hôm nay. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật.
Thank you so much, and Quảng Long and other sisters and brothers. So we see now it's about like 5 people now online. So I would like to see you all on the screen right now, because then I can have a interaction with you. That's not easier for me to share my my words right now. Okay, so now you all have the superpower right now. You can manifest and appear in front of me right now. That's how wonderful now. So it's quite late today, and I think most of people, they have to go to work. They have to care about their family, and they have to run for their business as well. So most of them, they're very, very busy, and I'm very appreciate that you take your time, very little time for you to come to the class, and that is really precious. Thank you so much. Actually, I just come back from the funerals because this morning there was one of the lay Buddhists. He just passed away. See the doctor. He's one of the very famous doctor in Toulouse, and he like a chef, the chief of the doctors association in Toulouse. I had very nice memory with him. He kind of very generous, very kind, and very humble. And especially, I observe he very he had very deep belief in triple gems. Even he came here since he was like a child, and I think it's like a baby about like four years old. But he still keep that Vietnamese tradition, and especially the Buddhist tradition, the Buddhist cultures in his life, and he also passed on and that belief to our generation right now. And one thing I realized this morning, that we was talking about that impermanence, and we're talking about sufferings, and after that I witnessed right away. I witnessed that the one that I know very well, and he just passed away on the way in the bus on the way back to Toulouse from Paris, and he just sat in the bus seat, and he just passed away quietly and very peacefully. Yet for other people, they see him as a suffering proof. But as a in Buddhist perspective, we see that he passed away with peace. So how can I describe that he passed with peace? So you know, in the Buddhist, we have to admit that there is the karma. So if you are a Buddhist, you don't believe in karma. So I think that's really a big question mark for you. So maybe you have to figure out, you have to go for your journey to find out if there's no karma or not karma. He's in daily life, he can gain well respect to others people, and he have a high status in the in society, and he has a well seasoned knowledge. He's quite very knowledgeable, but when he go to the temple, he's really down to the earth, very humble. And I observe, I think he very hardly, very seldom he get angry. He get angry. Many people they just complain about him, why he's so slow, and why he just saying but they not doing, and many complain about him, but he just keep quiet, and he try to do on the best to take care of the people in his way, in his silent way. He never show off that people that he generous, he's nice, he cares for people. He just, I know that sometimes there's some patient, there's some Vietnamese patient, they got a problem in the night, in very late in the night. He just took his car and just drove to the people, and he give them a lot of care, and he tried to give comfort to them, and he do from utmost willingness, without condition, without asking for return. And one day he told me, he really concerned that later in the future, I think the Buddhist generations will be very less, because nowadays the young generation, they have everything in their hand, and they got a very materialistic view about their relationship, about what happened in their life as well. So he just wonder if with this mentality, it would be a problem, would be difficult for our Buddhist world. So he made concern about it. He asked me if one day I pass away, I would love you to do one thing for me. So I asked him, so what's the one thing for what one thing I can do for you? He said that you just go to the garden, and you just dig the earth, the ground, and you put two seed of rice, and it struck in my mind. So I just wonders why he asked me one thing I do for him. Is the thing is very strange to me. That's unfamiliar. It's quite very simple, but why he asked me to do like this? And I asked him why I should bear a 2 seed of rice. And he said, rice in my blood, in my flesh. The rice just nurture me since I was born. It rice was cared by my mother and my father, and rice is a precious nutrition that contribute by the universe. And I wanted the rice. I want to be grateful for the rice, and I want the rice to come back to the earth like me when I pass away. So I come back to the earth and I immerse myself in the universe of love. So it's really beautiful philosophy, because he feel that the meaningful of his life with the simple thing, with the root that he grew up, and he want when he come back to the earth, like he come back to his root, and he try to nurture the tradition, the Vietnamese tradition and Vietnamese culture. So that's why when I heard the news today, I was very trembled. So I feel like something that although so I understand impermanence, I'm the Buddhist and I am monk right now. I understand the impermanence, but something it just struck in my heart, and I felt like that I lose a precious treasure. And I imagine that one day on that the elderly Buddhist lay people who pass away, and how can we continue the strong and flourish the Buddhist like our ancestor, like our elder, they have preserved up to now. So this is the question mark. So I try to question myself as well, and I know this is really really heavy, really difficult mission, but right now I try to do my best and to share my experience, what my practice does to you. If you see that not important to you, but try to be compassionate in what you're listening right now, what you're hearing right now. Because when you study a Dharma, or you listen to the Dharma, you have to be compassionate in listening, and you have to be compassionate in giving as well. Why you have to be compassionate in listening, and why you to be compassionate in delivering, giving? Because if you don't be compassionate in listening, you don't see the value of the person's intention. For example, today, you might encounter one Buddhist teachers who couldn't speak well the language, who couldn't share, say something is funny, something you feel the joy in it, or you know him very well, and you know his background, and you don't show any respect to him, or maybe you have a doubt about his capacities or his knowledge, what etc. So that is, you don't have compassion in listening. Compassion listening, you have to observe that his intention. Why we don't think that he tried his best, he put his good intention in sharing his own experience to you, although his lack of the language, his lack of the skill to give a speech, or he lack of the happiness on his face, etc. So you have to really look at the intention. So everything in the Buddhist teachings that we have to look at the intention of the order. Okay, if they don't have compassion to you, I think they would not, spend their time, or they lower their profile to share, to discuss with you. And what about this compassion in giving? Compassion in giving, that they know what they have is not enough. What they learned is not enough. Their experience is not enough. And so they want to share with you and to learn from you. So that's compassion in giving. So if we have that compassion mentality right now, the feeling of compassion right now, so that's easy for us to have really good connection, and we learn a level of each other. Okay. So this morning we were talking about impermanence and suffering. So is it only in Buddhist that we always to see to feel and to live with suffering. So is Buddhism so passive like this? We always experience, enjoy, experience and feel and live with that suffering. So what's the meaning of practice Dharma? What's the meaning of practice the joyfulness and nirvana and the happiness that Buddha always encouraged his disciple and his Buddhists to practice, because he wants every being to become a Buddha, to enjoy the happiness that he already obtained. So what is that happiness? Out of impermanence, out of suffering, okay? So if I don't see the happiness in the way that the doctor today passed, I was very, very, very broken, because I witnessed in many cases the people pass away in suffering because they didn't practice the Dharma, because they don't learn to let it go, to detach their perception, to detach their perception, to detach their love, to detach their suffering. So in general, the happiness which I'm going to share you today, that's something that we have a two level of the happiness that ordinary happiness, or I can call that the passive happiness. And next level is that active, or we use another poetic words, that flourishing happiness. So what is the passive happiness and what is flourishing happiness? So first, I like to hear your thought and your idea about what is your ideal happiness for you. So anyone like to share with me what's your wish to be happiness? What you want to gain or to get that ideal happiness? So please show you your image on the screen, because I like to see your happy faces with me. So anyone like to share with me? So what do you think that's the ideal happiness for you? Please.
Yeah, but first of all, the point is, according to my thoughts, because I don't think that the person today feel that they suffer. Their life is still, they enjoy their life. So the meaning of suffering is useless to them, or for the one who is now think that I have joy, I'm happy with my life now. So the meaning of the joy, how Buddha told us, is what the difference, what we now are experiencing, and what you just told us.
Yes.
But actually, for every one of us, they have their own feeling, and for me, I think that they are happy because they don't have problem, they still enjoy their life, right?
Yes. So anh Quảng Long, đúng rồi, anh Quảng Long, he just said that for him that the happiness is for him that he enjoy the thing right now. He have everything right now, and he don't feel any suffering. So for him is happiness. Is it right, anh Quảng Long?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So what
Yes.
is the point to listen and to practice Dharma?
Yes. So that's what I'm going to share with you after that. So first, I like to ask the participants here to share for them what is the ideal happiness for them. What do you think is what the ideal happiness for you? Just to be yourself, to tell straightforward. Don't be hesitate, don't be worried if you're right or wrong, because that you tell your feeling, you tell for your thought. Okay. So I see Kai Zhou. So would you tell me what's your ideal happiness? I don't hear you well also. So there is some technical problem or not, because I don't hear Kai Zhou.
Can you try one more and then a little bit louder? Kai Zhou.
No, she's speaking, but I don't hear the sound.
Otherwise, we have another question from Karen Tuyên. Maybe can you on the microphone? You have a wonderful question, I think.
Right. Please share with me. Please speak out right now. Speak up your ideal, your opinion about your ideal happiness. And then I'm going to tell you the Dharma. What is the Buddha tell? What is the ideal happiness? The real happiness, the genuine happiness in the Buddhist perspective. Yes. Anyone want to share with me? Now I see Minh Ngộ, maybe you. I think you youngest, the youngest one in this room. Yes. So
Yes.
what's your ideal happiness?
I think to be healthy and knowing that my family is healthy as well, be around them. Yes.
Yeah, fantastic. And what would you do to have that happiness, to maintain that happiness?
To exercise and maybe try to eat healthy as well, and yeah, just stay away from I don't know,
unwholesome activities.
Yes.
Okay, it's good. It's a good one, that to be healthy and to have a good family, right? Okay. I think it's very common. It's very common for people, and they like to be healthy. They like to have the family. So that's very common. And other, Kai An?
For me, I think it's when I have no worries, I am the most happy. Sometimes when others are sick, or when you have too much worries on your mind, then I feel like you can't be fully happy.
Okay. You like to keep peaceful, you want to be calm, and you want to be mostly you want to be alone or not? Yes. Okay. You don't want to be worthy to speak a lot, and worthy for you. The action is the most important, right? Okay. Because yes, that's nice. That's really related to the Dharma that Buddha is going to I'm going to share with you later. That is one point in the Dharma as well. Okay, next, Jin Yin. I welcome the German German friends. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear very well, and you have very nice voice.
Thank you, Tai. For me, if I would practice happiness, I would just try to be grateful at all times for the smallest things to the big things in life. And knowing that I am grateful, then I can attain happiness for myself.
Yes, wonderful. Wonderful. To be grateful. To be grateful. I think to be grateful, that's one of the wholesome qualities that the Buddha want us to practice. Yes, to be grateful. Okay. Other? Anyone else? Quảng Hạnh, Nina Nguyễn, Huệ Linh. Oh, Helen is Helen. Where are you from, Helen?
I'm also from Germany, but co-host or
great.
here, so not really
okay.
a fan.
Okay,
but I can share my happiness as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah, I think for me, happiness is also not to worry about the other days. Like, I know how my future might look like, and I don't need to worry. Okay, did I pass the exam, or do I need to look for another job? And I think that's what happiness is also for me, but also health for my family and for myself.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So your happiness is very related to the daily life. So you just succeed in your goal, your daily goal, or your daily you set up a goal, and if you fulfill that, so you feel happy, right? Okay. And Wang Han?
I'm on the train right now because I.
Oh, so that's perfect. Work. That's perfect. So that's perfect.
Yes. It might be noisy, but I think I agree with everyone who has talked before me. Like health, be grateful. But I also think, and like not worry a lot. But I also think it's important to be content. Like don't ask for too much, like don't be greedy for too much, because if you're too greedy, you won't be able to see what you have. So I think that's also important. But yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful, yeah. Wonderful. For one hand, to be satisfied with what you have, so that's make you to be happy. Make you happy. That is your ideal happiness. Okay, that is great. And Nina Nguyen, I welcome a friend from France, from Toulouse. Nina, can you turn on you can unmute the audio? Because now I saw that the signal that you mute the audio. Yes.
I want just to say, every day when I open my door, I can blue sky. I so happy, wonderful life. I think I can see people, flowers. I can hear bird. I'm so happy to have eyes to see, look natural.
Yes, very poetic happiness. Okay, we call it very French, romantic.
Yes.
Okay, for her, it's very simple to open the door to see the blue sky, and to see the wonderful that the nature's offer to her, and she enjoy that happiness from what she's given. Yes. From the nature. Yes. Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, anyone else want to share? What is your ideal happiness? Sylvie and Joanne? No, they timid. Okay, okay, I'm going to develop that the ideal happiness in the Buddhist perspective. Actually, is what you just you just share with me just in a moment, as was very necessary thing for you to live, for necessary things for you to enjoy. That's we call that the sensual pleasure. Okay, the sensual pleasure. Because you enjoy that from your sixth sense. You see, you feel, you hear, you touch, and you taste. And those that, if you satisfy with it, or those satisfy you, and you feel happy. Okay, so one thing I want to ask you, is this those things is last for a long time, for last forever? They last forever? So yes, if you say yes, so raise your hand. If you say no, keep silent. Okay. So for the Buddhist, when the Buddha obtained his enlightenment, he wanted to share his happiness to all sentient beings, because he saw that all sentient beings were sinking in the fire of desire, and they were trapped in ignorance. So there's no way for them to understand and to feel that the genuine happiness that he experienced. So out of his great compassion, he wants to show us that's the way we can really enjoy, we really can feel, we really can touch to the genuine happiness. That is nirvana. That's the highest state of happiness. And the Buddha spoke of different kinds of the happiness associated with the various states of awakening. So the happiness that depend on the different states of awakening, to be aware. Okay. But what the happiness that you just shared with me, they are subject to the causes and conditions. So that is that the event, that the circumstances of our life do not happen by accident, but they are result of the causes and conditions. So your happiness are created or conditioned. It's not happened by accident, by the nature. When you understand the condition necessary for something to happen, we can begin to take the destiny in your own hands. Why you understand the condition and causes that you can take the destiny in your hand? Why is it that? You just understand condition and causes that's made you hold the control in your life. Because everything, every dharma, every phenomena are being conditioned to be in causes and in conditions. So it's not happened by its own, by one entity. So they need a lot of factors, elements that create that unity entity. So when you understand the condition and causes, when the happiness doesn't last for long, you accept it, and you understand the ideal of the practice that let go, and that make you understand the nature of phenomena. But accepting is easy said than done. Okay, so that need a lot of practice. involved. So what you just described your happiness that we call a sensual pleasure, that's the first happiness that the Buddha taught us. But the happiness, the level of that happiness, that depend on the level of the, for according to Buddha, that purity, the level of purity of conduct. The purity of conduct is a fundamental way of coming into relationship with ourselves and with other people and with the world. So the purity of conduct has two aspects. Purity of conduct in Vietnamese, we call that phẩm hạnh. That phẩm hạnh. Cái hạnh phúc của mình nó được có được theo mức độ nào thì tùy thuộc vào cái điều kiện đầu tiên á. Điều kiện đầu tiên đó là mình có cái phẩm hạnh như thế nào. The purity of conduct. So the purity of conduct, they have two aspects. The first is the cultivation of generosity. Cultivation of generosity, mình practice cái vấn đề là gì? Mình bố thí, mình cho, mình rộng lượng. That's the practice of non-greed and non-clinging. Mình không có giữ, mình không có bóp chặt lại và mình không có níu kéo nó. Mình không có tham vào nó, không đắm chìm vào nó. Because greed and attachment that keep us bound to the wheel of samsara. Do you know what samsara means? Samsara, the circle, the vicious circle of life and death. So every act of giving that help you to weaken the power of grasping, to hold, to attach. So there, the Buddha spoke that there are three levels of generosity. Anyone know the three levels of generosity the Buddha taught us? Okay, the first, beggarly giving. Beggarly giving. Why is it beggarly giving? We give the worst of what we have and what we don't want, like a leftovers, the very trivial, a very unwanted thing. And you may have a question, if we give like this, it's not nice. That's not kind. We're supposed to give something is big, luxury, and valuable. Why the leftovers we give? And the Buddha tells us that is the act of generosity. I have seen, I have known a lot of people, they never want to share or want to give away even the thing that they never use and never want. Even the thing is very they store it for years, but if you ask them to give you, they refuse right away. So that is the character of stingy. Cái đó là gọi là cái gì? Keo kiệt bủn xỉn. Keo kiệt bủn xỉn. Cái đó, this will drive you to the lower realm. Who knows the lower realm? If you don't practice to give in, to be keo kiệt, to be stingy. So what is karma that you get later? Anyone know? if you pathways, you go directly to the hunger ghost realm. Like một kiền liên, mẹ có một kiền liên như thế nào? Stingy, when she passed away, she went directly to the hell. Okay. So if you are stingy, so please learn to give some things that you don't want, or you don't want to use it, and never have a doubt about it. Okay, that's the first level of generosity. And second, the next level is the friendly giving. Okay, you give what you would use for yourself, and you see the value of the things that you possess, and you want to give it with more spontaneity and with ease and with more choice in your mind. So this is the second level of the generosity. And the third one, that's the highest kind of generosity, is queenly and keenly giving. That's 9 words. Queenly and keenly giving. That the mind, if you practice that kind of giving, your mind, it takes delight in offering the best what we have and giving what we value most. Like a Buddha, he gives his flesh, he gives his bone, he gives his body, he gives his castle, he gives his wife, he gives even his country when he was a king. He gives everything. The best was his have. Okay, and that is this is the perfection of generosity. That's perfection of giving. That's the paramita giving. Là mình đã đi tới cái sự mà cho ở lục độ, đó là mình cho tới cái bát nhã luôn. Đó là cái ba cái, that is the practice of generosity, and that is depend on the level of conduct. Okay, so first, now I just wrap up. The first essential pleasure be in condition and be in causes and condition. So a different level of the happiness depend on you practice the level of purity. The purity that's the purity of conduct. And purity of conduct have the 2 aspects. The first aspect is that the practice of generosity. And the other aspect of the purity of conduct is sila. You know what sila means? This morning I heard the Venerable, he was talking about the impermanence that we have to keep the sila. The sila is the precept. What is precept? Is that morality. Đó là giới. Đó là giới. In the Buddha's teachings, there are 5 precepts that lay people should follow. Should follow. In the Buddhist teachings, he never used, you must follow. You should follow. So what are the 5 precepts? I think most of you have a Dharma name and you take refuse in the triple gems already. So now please tell me the first precept, what it is. Kayang, what's the first precept?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
So what is the first precept in 5 precepts that you took refuel to triple chance?
Do not kill or conflict fun.
Okay, that's not killing, the first. And what is the second? Tuy nhiên.
To not steal
Not stealing.
what is
Okay.
not yours. Yeah.
Wait, yes. And the third one.
Do not lie or
Okay, not lies.
nói dối. Yeah.
Actually, the first one in the order that is not committing sexual misconduct. Okay. And the fourth one is the wrong speech, that không có nói láo. Không nói láo có nghĩa là mình không có false and harsh speech. And the last one, Huệ Linh.
Dạ con đang suy nghĩ mấy cái trước nói là không nói dối, không
Không giết hại, không giết, không sát sanh, không trộm cắp, không tà dâm, không vọng ngữ, không nói láo, và cái thứ ba, cái tư rồi là không tà dâm, không vọng ngữ, và cái thứ 5
là không thầy chắc thầy cũng nói 5 cái hết rồi, là không.
Cái thứ 5 là cái gì mà American hoặc là European they like so much?
No drugs and alcohol, or không uống rượu. Yeah.
Không uống rượu. Yes, no, we, yes, I don't know what I'm talking about. No, my language is too crazy right now. Cái thứ 5, to the 5th one is, I think it's to go too broad, the meaning of not taking alcohol, not drinking alcohol, but we better use not taking intoxicants. Okay, drug. This is also that this is because it's cloud and dilutes your mind. You not be conscious, you not be clear in your thought, in your intention. Không dùng chất kích thích, và dùng chất kích thích, rượu là cũng một trong những cái chất gọi là chất kích thích. Alcohol is also a stimulant liquid product as well. Okay. So what is the underlying of that precept? What underlie the principle of that precept? Why we take that precept? The underlying principle is not harming of yourself and other people. And as well, nowadays, I think we have to need to add more another element, that is environment. Okay. Trước đây, before, người ta nói là cái lợi ích của cái việc mà giữ ngụ giới là nó chỉ giúp cho mình không có hại cái bản thân mình và mình không có hại cho người khác. Nhưng mà hiện tại trong cái climate nowadays, so we have to take care of environment as well. Nếu mà chúng ta không uống rượu thì chúng ta không có làm những cái chuyện bậy mà ảnh hưởng tới môi trường. Ví dụ như đốt nhà cũng là ảnh hưởng tới môi trường, đốt rừng cũng là ảnh hưởng của môi trường, hoặc giết hại chúng sanh cũng là ảnh hưởng tới môi trường. Rồi không có nhận thức gì hết, không có be aware hoặc conscious gì hết, là muốn giục rác đâu là giục, muốn làm cái gì là làm, muốn cưa cây cưa gỗ, rồi muốn chửi ai là chửi, nó cũng là ảnh hưởng tới cái môi trường. Tại vì mình mà nói chuyện không có tốt, mình không có nói lời hay ý đẹp đó, thì nó ảnh hưởng cái môi trường cái gì? Môi trường trong cái đầu của mình cái tâm của mình nó bị polluted. Đó là những ảnh hưởng của môi trường. Bởi vì cái precepts of the Buddha, that his aim that for you to protect you and for you to create the real happiness. If you practice it, surely you have a happiness right now. But for the Buddha, if you commitment to the precept, that means that stimulates the sense of wakefulness, the sense of enlightenment. Nếu mình giữ được những cái giới đó, nó giúp cho mình sẽ có thể mình sẽ chuyển hóa được và mình sẽ được giải thoát, mình sẽ nâng tầm một cái giá trị của con người của mình lên. Nhưng mà the set of precept is not a set of commandment. Không có cái giới đó, nó không phải là cái gì mà nó bắt buộc mình. Đức Phật không có bắt buộc mình phải giữ giới. Khi mình bắt buộc giữ giới thì mình không có understand the value, cái meaning, cái giá trị của nó. Nếu mà mình giữ cái giới, mình take the precepts, bởi vì mình hiểu được, mình understand cái giá trị, cái value và cái benefit của take care cái precepts, cái giới đó. Bây giờ now just imagine how the world would be transformed if everyone observe one precept. Mình cứ hãy imagine đi, mình hãy nghĩ thử, nếu mà thế giới mà họ chỉ giữ được một cái giới là không not to kill, không sát sanh. Can you imagine? Just one precept already bring enormous happiness to others, to yourself and to others. And how the quality of giving happiness would be if we uphold 5 precepts properly. Nếu mình giữ một giới thôi là mình đã mang hạnh phúc tới một người rồi. Nếu mà mình giữ được 5 cái giới mà properly nữa, các bạn thì nghĩ sao? This is we call it the paradise. The paradise in in general term, but we call that tịnh độ. The blissful land. Sukhavata land. Bởi vì cái hạnh phúc này là nó generate the happiness in now generate from yourself, from inner self. It's not generated from exterior. Không phải generate từ những cái thành phần khác, other factors. Cho nên therefore this happiness can be lasting forever, depend on the level of your hold up, the purity of your conduct. Okay, that's the first level of happiness that the Buddha was sharing with us. And now the second, the joy we experience when we are practicing the generosity and morality give rise to the second kind of happiness, the happiness of concentration. Cái hạnh phúc, gọi là cái đó hạnh phúc cái gì? Là định. Buddha called it as purity of your mind. Purity of mind, nghĩa là cái sự trong sáng của tâm hồn. Cái tâm của mình nó được sáng ra. Tại vì when the mind is steady and one-pointed, khi cái tâm của mình mà nó vắng lặng, cái tâm mình nó không có sự thay đổi, và nó cố định. This is the quality of inner peace and stillness. And that is much deeper, more fulfilling than the happiness of sensual pleasure. Cái đầu tiên là mình nói happiness of the sensual pleasure. Cái happiness right now, this happiness of concentration, that's much more than happiness of sensual pleasures. Because what? Because the happiness of sensual pleasure, you enjoy the sensual pleasure, but at a certain point, you get fed up. You get tired. Just imagine how long can you listen to the music, the favorite music, or the favorite food that you adore. I guess maybe a few days or a month or 1 year. After that, you get fed up. And today, this season, we have a trendy yellow Nike shoes or whatever. I don't know what's out there right now. They catch your intention, catch your desire, and you want it right now. And when you have it, you feel enormously happy. And that moment, you think, this is all that can make you happy. But when you wear it, when you have it for a certain period, and there come the new things, and you say, oh, that is not what make me happy. I want the new arrival. That's made me cool, because all the friends, they praise me. And nowadays, you know, Instagram and Facebook, the people, they have to check every day how many likes they have and how many friends follow me. So if you see a lot of likes, they make you happy. If they don't have many likes, they just down, it's separate, and they try to do by all means to get attention to others. So you know, and you think that is happy? Yes, that's the illusional happiness. That's deluded happiness. It's not the real and genuine happiness. Because the happiness that comes with the concentration of your mind, a profession, is energizes us. If you practice like meditation, like for example, like every day you go to bed, you sit quietly and you do 5-minute meditation, and you see how wonderful that you are in peace, and how that you liberate. You don't be attacked to other things in the whole day. Your phone, your money, your car, your praise, your pride, your tablet, your computer. If you just take 5 minutes for yourself, you see how wonderful that the moment that you see yourself and you be with yourself, you come back to your home that is your heart, it's your mind, and you rest peacefully on it. And that's the real happiness that you generated from inner self. So there are many techniques for developing the concentration. So you know some techniques that generate the concentration. I'm sure that you tell me straightforward that meditation. But the Buddhist is always about meditation.
Thầy, can I have a question?
Yes, please. Sure.
because the concentration, if you compare it with two types of people, right? You have an introvert person and an extrovert person.
Yes.
In the case of an introvert, they are easier, like they're looking within themselves. But the extrovert person is more energized from the outside, right? How I think it's more difficult for them to practice that part, right?
Okay, that's very good question. Thank you so much. The point here is not about your character, you introvert or you extrovert. That's the point here, that how that you want to see yourself and to observe that your mind, observe your thought. I'm sure I know some introvert person, but you never know that in their mind this is disturbing a lot of things, a succession of thought in their head. They try to analyze things. If someone tell them, oh, I don't like them, and they just keep questioning, keep analyzing, and they never let their mind restful. So for me, it is similar to the person who extroverts. Okay, so you never tell the people if they still there, even they do meditation. I'm sure you never tell them if they are in the concentration, if they are really mindful. So for me, that's the effort that how that you put the effort in, observe that your thought and detach your thought. Okay, so for me, for example, I'm kind of like extrovert person. If the people, they look me from the first, they think I'm very extrovert, I'm very dynamic, I'm very busy because I do a lot of things in the temple. But you're busy with other with outside, but you have to be concentrated. If I'm not concentrated, I can't bring the effectiveness in my work. So I have to be concentrated. Okay, so I had to be aware of my action as well, because now I'm busy and I'm kind of talk to different people, and I don't know what they're thinking. I have to be aware of my speech, my actions, and my thought as well. So you cannot tell if the people are extrovert, they're busy, and they're very they're active, and they're very energetic, and they are not concentrated. That is not true. That's not true. Okay. Okay, so we go back to the techniques for developing the concentration. What are the techniques? So first, people, they all will tell, oh, meditation. But don't misunderstand that the Buddhist is not all about meditation. That is misunderstanding. Okay. Some people, they say, oh, so cool that he can meditate for hours. Oh my God, he must be enlightened, realize something, and he's so solemn. So he must be very wise. So I'm going to ask for him for his advice. No, you're not sure anything about it. Okay. Some people, they say that some guys over there, my neighbor, he did meditation for every day. I really do appreciate that's a practice. I really do appreciate practice, but to go deep inner level, you can explore in many downsides because not the right efforts. When people in need, you cannot sit there to do meditation. When you are in emergency, you okay, wait for me. Okay, I'll take it slow because I have to be mindful. Come on, that is not compassion. You do meditation with your loving kindness and meditation, and you hold up your code of conduct. You hold up your precepts. It's not just, okay, I do meditation because I like to be in my world. I enjoy my world. It's not that right effort. Không có chánh, tinh tấn. Okay. Okay. The techniques of practicing the concentration is not only meditation. Okay. You can practice the metta, the loving kindness. What is loving kindness? Okay, we're going to discuss. I think in another class or other lecture, other monks, they will tell you compassion. You practice compassion. You wake up in the morning and you be grateful that you can breathe. You can see your parents. You can see your brother and sister. And you can enjoy the blue sky like romantic friends, she just said. And you give rise to feel pity those people who don't or who can't enjoy, who can't experience such feeling. That give rise to your compassion. Your compassion is not something that you give a ton of dollar, a ton of euro to other people, and you name yourself, oh, I'm compassionate. Okay, you compassionate in your speech. You will deliver the gently and honestly words to other people, and you don't want them to suffer from your language, your words. So that's it. And you can imagine, you can focus on a sound, you can focus on the light, you can focus on a mantra, you recite a mantra, or you recite the Buddha name, Niệm Phật, or you visualize an image of the sages, the Buddha, Bodhisattva, and you can be mindful in your walking. And you can enjoy mindfulness in your washing dishes, cleaning the house, and helping cooking your mothers. And you make a proper bed when you get out of the bed. So that's all that about you practice your concentration. So it's not far from reality. That's very in your daily life. Okay? When your concentration is stronger, you actually start living from the place of the greater inner peace. This is source of the great happiness and great joy. Basically, I think if you practice that concentration, it's not happy for yourself, but also you generate that energy. You generate that energy to others right away. I'm sure that some of you can experience some friends. You can see them right away. You feel, oh, he's so nice. I like to approach him. I like to talk to him right away. Some people, you see that, okay, no, fermé, it's closed. This also, I reflect on myself as well. If I practice, if my practice is not good, not mature enough, so I can feel it's people who come to me with difficulties. They don't feel close to me. They don't want to talk to me. They don't want to approach me. I'm sure that my practice is not enough. I don't give that the energy to others. Okay, so the practice of the concentration is really powerful because that's the foundation of the sila, the foundation of concentration. You keep precepts that the foundation of concentration, and concentrations that the foundation of wisdom. Because now, when your mind is still, and you be mindful, be aware, and you can observe your mental activities, and you know what is the cause, what is the effect, and you understand the nature of your thought that is emptiness. Why is emptiness? Because they are not one factor. Nó không phải là nó being conditioned, nó bị bởi chi phối bởi những cái điều kiện. It's coming and passing. Nó không có stay with you. Bởi vì chúng ta, because you want to change after them, you get caught in the thought. Because you don't understand the nature of the thought. Because the thought is coming and passing. Let them be themselves. When you have that kind of concentration, do you understand the nature of a thought? As your wisdom will arise. Your mind is luminous. Okay. Your mind is bright. And you know what is unwholesome and what is wholesome. And that is your wisdom. And that's wisdom. They have different level of wisdom as well. So I cannot to develop you in more about just the wisdom. But the wisdom for you right now, that you realize what is wholesome or what is unwholesome. And then you try to avoid that wholesomeness. And you try to develop, you do by all means, by all your practice to develop that, the quality of the wholesomeness. Okay, so what made you can achieve the wholesome quality, and what made you get caught in unwholesome quality? Unwholesome is not quality. Sorry, it's not a good word. Unwholesome characteristic. What made it? Unwholesome or wholesome, that depend on your sixth sense. From your eyes, from your nose, from your hearing, from your taste, from your đúng không? But from your thought and from your contact. This is the source that made you unhappy and happy. So that's why the Buddha, when he teach his disciple, the first, he told his disciple, you have to purify that your sixth sense first, because sixth sense is the source to lead a happiness and suffering. So how you practice that? You practice your sixth sense. It doesn't mean that, okay, I block, I close everything. I don't want to see, I don't want to hear, I don't want to taste, I don't want to No. You can see, you can feel, you can taste, but not attach to them, because this is because all of phenomena are conditioned to come to collect, conditioned to come to happen, and conditioned to dissolve, disappear by its nature. So you don't have to chase after them. You don't have to attach to them. Okay, so when someone who comes to say to you, okay, you really handsome, I really like your hair, I really like your smile, you know, I never ever seen such a smile like this. It really sparkle my heart. And you happy. Oh, you happy because you attached to that place. But one day, instead a person who come to you and say, you know, in 10 years, no, last years, I was touched by your smile, but now I found another person who has a more gracious smile than you, and then now you down, you desperate, you sad, and you want to commit suicide. Don't tell me if I exaggerate, but yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because you too attached to that person.
Dạ, Di Đà Phật, bạch thầy là bây giờ chúng ta đã sắp hết giờ rồi. Con xin thầy đúc kết lại cái bài giảng. Dạ, Di Đà Phật.
Okay, so this is the last the already come to the end already. So let me recap. So there is two kinds of happiness. The happiness we call it mundane happiness, or that dependent on your sensual pleasure, and your sense pleasures doesn't last for long, because what is subject to causes and conditions. So it's not a source for you to have a genuine happiness. And another one, the opposite, that for me, I interpret like the active happiness, because you generate that happiness from inner self by the way that how you live, by the way that you hold the conduct of the code of conduct, the precepts, and be generous and practice the Dharma, practice the concentration and practice the mindfulness. So that really give you the happiness that inside, or we call it transcendental happiness, and that leads you to the happiness in nirvana. But this happiness requires a steadfast practice of the Dharma. Okay, so I hope that you understand a little bit that what is the real and genuine happiness I did share to you today. And now the questions. So we have to have a 30 minutes, all right? 30 minutes, right? It's 6. Yeah.
5 giờ rưỡi là hết giờ đó, thầy.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. I thought we started from 4:30. Okay, so please, because tomorrow I have another class. This is called about friendship. I try to have more discussion with you, because I think it's more about it's your side and my side, and what you perceive the meaning of friendship in your daily life. Okay, thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you keep that enjoying in the other class as well.
Nam mô
Thank you. Yeah.
Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Trước khi mà thầy tụng hồi hướng, chúng con cũng xin nhân cái dịp này xin chân thành tri ân đến thầy đã chia sẻ những cái bài học để cho chúng con có được những cái hạnh phúc trong cái cuộc sống của mình. Đó là cái quan trọng nhất mà thầy nhắc nhở ở đây, đó là chúng ta hãy thực tập 5 cái giới luật mà của một người Phật tử, và từ đó nó liên quan đến những cái bài học phía trước đó là về bát chánh đạo, như là về cái chánh kiến, chánh tư duy, đó, chánh ngữ, chánh nghiệp. Tất cả những cái điều đó sẽ giúp đỡ cho người Phật tử chúng con được những cái hạnh phúc trong cái cuộc sống. Chúng con xin chân thành tri ân thầy đã chia sẻ cái buổi giảng ngày hôm nay. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật.
Okay, thank you so much. So we're going to transfer the merits by saying in English words. So I just saying and you just repeat to that. So because that for you, that's also that the way you practice the metta, loving kindness as well. Okay. May all be happy. May all be healthy. May all be safe. May all live with ease. Thank you so much and see you tomorrow.
Chúng con xin cảm ơn thầy và cũng thỉnh thầy an nghỉ. Và trước khi cái buổi học chúng ta chấm dứt đó, thì một lần nữa xin nhắc nhở các em ha. I'm sending you now a link to the feedback for the lesson today, and this will help us, the organization, to make it better for you to enjoy the session, the next lesson. And talking about the next lesson session, we will have Venerable Huệ Ngộ to guide us with the topic. If you like your have a great body, so join the next session. He will talk about sports, having fitness, and how you have well-being body. So I invite you to join the next session at 8 o'clock to this evening. Yes. Okay, thank you all. Bye bye.